Thanks, Ken Corla. Taoiseach, I just wanted to ask you where FEMPI now stands in light of the offer to nurses following the strike. 2 weeks ago, you stood there. You told the entire country there was no money for nurses. Just 3 days of industrial action by nurses and massive support from the public, a new pay scale and a pay offer comes about. And I think nurses and workers everywhere will take note that strikes actually work. And I think no amount of spin from the Irish Times can cover over something that I've spoken to nurses in the last number of hours, and they're not jumping for joy on the wards about the pay deal. This strike was about pay parity and retaining young nurses. And speaking to them, one nurse from Blanchardstown said to me, if it's not parity, it's not a deal. Another student nurse said, there's no change on the pay scale for me as far as I can see. The NHS has offered me a job and I still intend to go.
Thank you, Deputy.
We're told about a nurse going to Beaumont Hospital in tears. So, Taoiseach, the question is this. Can you tell nurses, is this pay parity and will it stop the retention and recruitment crisis?
Thank you, Taoiseach.
Deputy, the question that you asked initially, I believe, was about FEMPI and this House.
That was just an excuse to get you to talk about the nurses' strike. So,
okay.
about the deal, yeah. Because promised legislation.
At least she's honest in her dishonesty anyway. But well, it's a rhetorical question, Deputy. You know full well how this works. There was a hearing in the Labour Court. The Labour Court heard all sides, and the Labour Court came to a recommendation, and it'll be up to members of the INMO and members of the PNA, members of those two particular unions, as to whether they want to accept or reject the recommendation of the Labour Court. The government, as far as we're concerned, this morning said that we would accept the recommendation, and if the ballot is in favour by the members of those unions, we will honour it. I recall that when this dispute started, the INMO sought two things. The first was a down payment, some form of pay increase this year. The Labour Court has recommended that, and they also sought a process that would create a pathway to parity, and I think it's fair to say that the Labour Court recommendation is that. But to answer your final question, and I said this before, there are lots of countries that pay less than us when it comes to nurses and midwives, including most of Europe, most of the United Kingdom. There are lots of countries that pay more, including Canada and Australia and the Middle East. All of those countries struggle to recruit nurses and midwives. This isn't simply a matter of pay. There's an international shortage of nurses and midwives. So no, I don't think that pay parity or pay rises or even matching pay rates that we could never possibly match, such as those in the Middle East, will solve this problem.
You don't think that would help?